Hello and welcome or welcome back to Amber's Dreams Tarot. I am Amber and I'm going to do a little tarot for you. So I have pre-picked all of my decks according to the energy that I was feeling for this particular reading. All of my decks are pre-shuffled. I also channeled some messages while I was pre-picking those decks. Just a quick disclaimer, I'm not going to be reaching out to any of you to get you to try to purchase anything from any platform, anything. So if anybody does, be sure to report them because they're a scammer and we want to make sure that we make it harder for people to scam people. If you are interested in a personal reading, a dream interpretation, remote viewing, or an extended to this or any of my reads, my information, my contact information is in the description box below. Please, while you are here, like, share, comment, and subscribe. They're all free to do, and they only take a moment, particularly the subscribe part. I'm trying to grow the channel, and I would really appreciate that. All right. So, the energy that we are working with astrologically today and the energy that this reading is pumped full of. In fact, today, the entire day has been pumped full of this energy. And this is going to be carrying on throughout the week as we are leading up to the end of the month, partial lunar eclipse, and the Mercury Cazimi. Shit's gonna get crazy, but in a good way. At least the outcome is going to be very, very good. So, at least we're all in the same boat. Am I right? Am I right? So the energies of this month and, what is all coming out of this is particularly what we are leaving behind, what no longer serves us, and what we have taken a good long look at and audited, taking this stuff out, leaving this, adding this. We are moving from a given and a like the identity that we, our parents, society, our bosses, the man, like every that was given to us, that identity that we have carried for so long, and that mask that we have worn, and coming into a self-expression. So this can work one of two ways, because what's hidden is going to be not just revealed but expressed. So if something is hidden, it's going to be exposed. If something is repressed, it's going to be expressed. So in the expression part, the self-expression, moving into the truer self, it's going to be, finally taking the leap and just going for being your truest self, regardless of any expectations, what anybody thinks, any of that. And then all that nasty, ugly stuff that's been hidden, the masks they've been slipping for a long time, but it's like going to be big time exposure. Like they can't keep up the illusion anymore. It's not in the energies. It's, the universe has come in and said, we've had enough of this. Actually, it was a lot more than that because we're working with Jupiter and Saturn. So this is going to be like full on, like, come in like people's elbow smackdown. It's really odd. I keep using wrestler analogies, like WWF wrestling analogies lately, and I have not even thought about that stuff in so long. So I think I just must be in my energy this week that is like a wrestling fan or something, because it does keep coming up, but I think it's kind of funny. All right, so we're going to get into the read. What I had channeled was new attitude, new me. So somebody really getting pumped for whatever this new self that they've already planned. It's almost like the vibe of somebody is, they've been waiting, all year for this 2-week vacation, and they already have, their tickets bought, the hotels are booked, and, the cruise is, also booked, and, or it could be, maybe somebody is about to retire or leave one job for a much better job, one where they're going to have be able to gain some type of self-improvement while they're, in this new position. So new attitude, new me. Very excited to be moving forward. That feeling of just knowing that something good is coming in and expecting it. We have moving on, done with the old. So yeah, we're done with that. We've already done our self audit. We've done our audit on the people and situations and everything around us. And you know, everything just got to a boiling point to where it's like, I'm not doing that anymore. You know, out with the old, in with the new. And I'm hearing, or I heard, what's new? Like, you know, almost like a greeting, like saying like, what's up to somebody, but be like, what's new? Like somebody is really happy and excited about this. It's really, really good energy. They are stoked for what is coming up. One of their plans is spicing it up. And I heard considering like maybe they're going to start dancing or dancing again or taking dance lessons. I got an image of somebody wanting to work out at the gym. So it's basically like, whatever's coming in, this is going to allow a lot of free time, but also financial abundance. So this person is already planning on like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this. And basically all the stuff that I haven't been able to do and have been wanting to do. Now I have the time and the resources to do it, and I'm friggin' doing it. And I have taking time to make time. And I heard this as in, it's like lyrics from a song, but I don't know what song it is. I can't even hear it. It's just like, somehow I knew that it was from a song, taking time to make time. Next we have focusing on more freedom and bring it on, not in like a challenging type of, well, not in like, you know, challenging someone to a duel type of way, but, you know, bring it on. Like, I'm ready. This person is so friggin' stoked and ready. And I heard busted. And as I say that, I look up and I see the word ID. So that is, particularly telling me like maybe somebody got busted for, like I'm feeling like they got busted for like a crime or a behavior or something. Somebody is busted, and that's it. All right, that's the energy that we are working with and moving into. So I'm going to start with my shadow work deck, because first off, I want to start with what energy is being kicked to the curb. What is being left behind? What is not being taken in this new me, new attitude, new me. So people pleaser, not going to be doing that no more. This people pleaser also says approval seeking, self-abandonment, and smiling, and a mask. So like I said, like we are going into self-expression. So taking off that mask, saying what you want to say, feeling what you want to feel. And then we have the control loop, the micromanaging, anxiety, and fear of chaos. So, yeah, somebody is, they're busting out. Yeah. So this sounds like, you know, somebody might be retiring. This could be, very much like somebody getting out of a relationship that was, just very unhealthy. All right. Moving on. So that's what's being left behind. Okay. We have the Three of Pentacles. So this is about teamwork. This particular Three of Pentacles shows an artist painting. And she's kind of deciding what is going to go next in her painting. I'll put that up here so you can see. So what is going into this creation of the new you? What's really fun about this one is like, you know, all of the energies and astrology and stuff, like it affects everyone individually, but it also affects the collective. But this one in particular, I have seen it working just, normally when I talk to people, everybody's kind of got like, these different things going on. A bunch of people are living this timeline, they all got the same kind of, stuff going on. And then, these other people have all this going on and so on and so forth. But right now, I have talked to so many people, and everyone's story is just this huge transition of I'm tired of this. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm letting go of this because I know that I deserve this and this is what I want. And I've never seen everybody so much in unity and in one energy. They may be different situations. Some people are, leaving a job. Some people are leaving a relationship. Some people are, joining a revolution, whatever it is. But, maybe somebody's just deciding like, I don't want to be unhealthy anymore. So I'm going to take care of my body. Like, and it could be a combination of things, but I have never seen it to this scale where so many people are telling the same story. I friggin' love it because in all the division that we have been, I'm going to say that has been fed and that has been just very much sloppily eaten up for many years now. We as a collective, we're all like in a unity of this, of basically everybody just getting to the point where it got so friggin' where you couldn't even stand it anymore that one day it just like the bubble just burst and it's like, get out. And this is what we're doing now. And if you can't get on board, then you're not coming with me. And by that, I'm talking about like you can, be saying that to other people, but you can also be saying that to habits, behaviors, careers, bad pay, whatever the heck. It is, it's very cool to see. And doing what I do, I speak to a lot of different people about things to where I really do get to have conversations and understand like what everybody's going through and where everybody's at and stuff. And it's so neat just to see for once so much unity. All right. Okay, so we have the teamwork with the Three of Pentacles, and we have the Ten of Pentacles. So this is like so much unity. This is like, like the group, working together in teamwork. And then the Ten of Pentacles, that's like the whole friggin' family is happy. The dog is even friggin' happy. He's getting like some scraps. There's some gnomes on the table. They're happy too. I'm hearing like your DMT gnomes are even happy. Maybe I've never done that, but I've heard, I've asked people their experiences from it, and particularly when the gnomes come up. And apparently like the gnomes are like, they're always kind of like scurrying and working and stuff. Maybe the gnomes are even on strike. They're like, screw this, not doing this anymore. All right, and next we come into Seven of Wands. So this is boundaries. So that's it. Like people are like uniting together, putting up boundaries, and because they are focused on their happiness. We're not going to have none of this crap anymore. See this corporate stuff right here? Out with that. We're going to focus on ourselves, on our creativity, on our family, on our dog, on our children, on what we want. Not what makes the company happy. And I really feel like people that have been in, even high up in corporate positions, and even like probably some of your billionaires and stuff are, they're, I billionaires are limited as well. They are limited in the way that they cannot really live like a normal life. Like Five Below is a really cool store, but if you're a billionaire, like unless you don a really excellent disguise, and just sneak out there, like you can't go buy nothing there. You're very limited. Like you can't go out in the public. You know, same with like if you're like a celebrity and stuff. So even the people that seemingly have it really good, even they have stuff that they're sick and tired of, you know? Money will only make you happy for so long because it's not the source of happiness. It's a tool. You can use that tool to be happier for sure, particularly if you were on the lower end. But if you constantly like have like an endless supply of money, then you know, you're gonna get a little bored, and there's a lot of stuff you can't do. All right. Oh, and next we are moving into, I've just heard there's some people out there, they're like, screw those rich billionaires. You know, I try to see all sides and be as compassionate as possible, but I get it. I get it. We have the Knave of Pentacles. So this is like our Page of Pentacles. So this is somebody really, like you can see him, he's sitting there in the woods. He's got his laptop going on, and he's really like looking at like what the gnomes are doing, and they're kind of being playful, like in the river. They're collecting acorns, and he's not paying attention to his laptop because he's realizing, you know, I think I'd rather put this laptop down and do what those gnomes are doing. And the Page of Pentacles, that is like a new opportunity, and with this one could also be like a new opportunity with a new perspective. Give me just a moment. Oh, I locked it. Come on, bro. Come on. Okay, we got Squeaky McSqueakerson in here. He can't stand to be without me. Okay, we're going to move on. Nope, you want one more? Okay. Two more, possibly. All right. Whatever you say. I'm seeing D&D. It's actually like a candle company, but, you know, somebody maybe, like one of the things they're wanting to do, or I'm getting the feeling like something they want to get back to, something they miss, is playing D&D. And this is a big, I'm not taking all of these. But we have the Hierophant. So Hierophant's going to go back to tradition. It can be spirituality, like maybe an organization. You just came in here. In or out, bro? Go. Okay, sorry. Let me put, okay, I'm like, I'm not taking all these, but with the Hierophant alone, I don't know what this is supposed to mean. So we have the Hierophant to the Six of Swords. And to the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so it seems like somebody is moving out of a very traditional and everything has to be like this type of way, type of structure. And like moving away from that with the Six of Swords, which is not just moving away, but like moving on to calmer waters, moving on to like here she's coming out of like this storm. There's like sludge and pollution, all the stuff, and she's moving into you know, where it's all green and beautiful, and the fairy's like, "Come on, girl." And there's like sunshine and all the things. And this actually reminds me very much of a dream I had years ago, and it was one of those dreams where I will remember it for a long time, and it was a prophetic dream. So just a reminder, I do offer dream interpretation, so if anybody needs that, I would love to do it. Not too many people want to have that done anymore, and I really miss doing that because it's really, really interesting. All right, and we have going into the Seven of Pentacles. So this is moving on to calmer waters, where the grass is greener. I heard where the grass is greener and the something grow, where the gardens grow. Where the grass is greener and the gardens grow. And like there's literally like she's picking from an apple tree, and I'm getting like a feeling of like an orchard. So like moving on to that traditional like system of 9 to 5 and stuff, and getting that freedom, being happy and friggin' frolicking, and getting to do some gardening, even gardening, doing growing food, like, and self-sustaining, and gaining more freedom. There is so much creativity and freedom in this, and then leaving behind just this mundane working for the machine type of life, and then we have the Six of Wands. So this Seven of Pentacles is manifestation. Somebody is manifesting and is successfully manifesting a very big success. And Six of Wands, that's like a well-known success. It could be public. We have the Nine of Cups, so that's satisfaction right there. And in this particular card, there's a birthday going on, and birthdays have been a synchronicity that I've been seeing and hearing for the last week. So something about a birthday is going to be very, very significant. Could be birthday of a person, a birthday party that you go to, could be your birthday. Could be the birthday of, like, the birth of, I'm actually hearing the birth of a new nation. Wouldn't that be something new? Like New World Order new. Birth of a new nation. Okay. We are in the energy, and it's been coming up in my reads and a lot of other readers' reads as well, and the astrologers as well, talking about we're about to be given some new information that is going to change our perspective completely around, completely. Like, it's going to be hard for people to swallow. It's going to be very, very, very new information. And this is as a collective as well. And again, this whole month has been so strong on energy. So like, we're going to see every bit of this. We are going to be seeing on a collective level, but we're also going to be seeing it on an individual level. So this is happening individually, locally, nationally, internationally, in space, like, I mean, it is big. These are huge, huge energies. And we're excited. And that excitement, is something that comes with this eclipse season. We have excitement, we have chaos. A lot of really creative stuff happens in this time. Right now we're in the age of Aquarius. We just had, we have Aquarius and, Mercury going on, in the energies as well. So this is about like innovation and new ways of communicating. Do not be surprised if, tarot and psychics and telepathy become like the new norm. Like, and tech is going to be huge, because Aquarius and technology, they go hand in hand. Yeah. Big news, big news. I was actually just studying, well, not really studying, but just looking up and kind of learning that that all the space programs, just the ones in the U.S., and there's actually multiple, where they are pretty much planning that by 2030, like, there's going to be like regular old jobs, to where people are going to work, however many days on and however many days off, but going to work in outer space. So interesting. And that would be something so new to mankind. But the way that we've been functioning in the last, I would say, like, decade, especially, is it'll probably feel really new for about 2 weeks, and then we'll be used to it. That is something that I think, this generation we're living in right now is, we have the ability to adapt, to change, damn near overnight. I mean, we just have to take in so much and so often and so fast. And I think that's part of the plan. We have been, there was a plan behind the scenes that, we don't see. Maybe we'll learn about it. Maybe we won't. But we are all being prepared through this, through media, through music, through our heroes, through our education, through politics, friggin' everything. So, do I agree with the way it was implemented? No, I don't. But if it were solely up to me, could I have done, a job without also causing some chaos? Probably not. Let's see. Okay, we have the Sun, and then we have the Six of Pentacles. So the Sun that's your happiness and your bliss. So we have so many happy cards going on right here. And then we have the Six of Pentacles. So this is talking about charity. Now this may be a little far-fetched, but with so many of the readings that I've had lately, like just pointing towards all this new freedom that's going to happen. Like, who is it? The World Economic Forum, and I know none of us are fans of them. But it does kind of seem like that whole thing of, this could be a possibility, and I don't know how this would work. And I know that we are kind of taught to revolt against this, like, and to fear it. But that fear, I know, is also taught to us because we're supposed to constantly work and maintenance the machine. But we could be stepping into some type of, new nation or new world order of some kind. I'm even hearing galactic, to where, like, we're not having to work and grind. And I know that's hard to imagine because that's all we've known. But unless you're super rich, and then I guess you do know the easy life. But for most of us, and most of us that are going to be, watching this, we are being set up. It's being repeated over and over and over again, where we are going to have all this freedom and happiness and, like, time to do the things that we want to do, and, like, the ability and the resources to, do what we're good at, to work on our talents, to, dip into our creativity. What are the things that we've always wanted to do? Well, now we're going to have the resources and the time to do it. And it's like, instead of going out and having to, grind yourself to the bone, this could have to do with like the new AI and stuff. But instead of, because, like, I mean, it just seems like it would be that way. And I'm getting, like, almost like if we started, think technology expands really quickly anymore. So think, a few years ahead from now, say if we all have Roombas, and, just kind of thinking, like, remember all the stuff that they had in the Jetsons? They had like a robot, maid that, like, cleaned up the house, like housekeeper, I mean, everything was just kind of done for them by robots and just high tech stuff. So what I'm not liking about this is I am see the people, like, standing in line, and they are getting that charity, but they're having to stand in line for it. So this is some type of, like, hand me out. It is some type of hand me down, some type of charity. However, with tech involved, this is kind of reminding me of, like, are we all going to be, having barcodes on our wrist or something? Is that what this is going to be like? But at the same time, I'm knowing that there are two sides to this. There is a big, big side that does not want to lose control. So the side that does not want to control has definitely been instilling fear in us so that we will reject this. We're like, what? You're going to take my job that, physically disables me because I work so dang hard and I don't have any money and price of food keeps going up, so I can't even do anything, but I keep on working. I'm going to defend that job. There's nothing wrong with defending your job. But I'm just saying, really, how much of the fear that you have of change is actually you not wanting to not go to that job 40 hours a week, and how much of it is what the media, and this side or that has instilled fear into you. And you don't have to be politics has nothing to do with this. This is, across the board. So, and it's very unknown. That's, and that's the thing. It's unknown change. But one thing that I can tell you is that all the mystics out there, all the remote viewers, all the psychics, all the tarot readers, we have all been feeling all of this, and we've been picking up on all of this. We can see it, we can feel it, we're hearing stuff from it, from source itself. And one thing that has been coming clear over and over and over again is that whatever this turns into, first off, it's going to be like something we've never known. Second off, it's going to be huge. But third, it is going to be good. And I don't know how it's going to be good, because there are certain things that are, not specifically going to be shown. And I think the whole point of that is because it could mess things up. It could kind of ruin the unfolding of it somehow. But, I think that a lot of this is going to turn out this way because of this collective energy, because of this unity of everybody saying, I'm done with this. I'm moving on to this. And that is really, really nice. So, ending with the Sun and the Charity cards. All right. Sorry, this is going to be a long read because I still got this and another deck to go, and the charms. All right, we have healing begins with feeling. Be gentle with yourself and tender with your heart. So lots of healing and changing going on. And that is giving me pledge to allegiance vibes. So, again, that's bringing me back to some type of new nation. We have, the optimism. If you're going to make up stories in your head about people and circumstances, please make them love stories with happy endings. And I also want to say, that same message, but include yourself in that. If you're going to tell yourself a certain story, that this is your story, give it a happy ending. Put some good stuff in there. Make it a good story. That way you're manifesting the good and happiness in your life. All right, we have the words you speak are an invitation to life, a request to bring energy into form. Choose your words carefully. And this comes with innovation. We have the words calm, love, beauty, kindness, joy, hope, adventure, and fun. So again, just this whole collective of everybody just coming to a point where their focus is going on what do we want. Not focusing on what we don't want anymore. All that is out. We're coming into the new. Another thing, I'm sure, because it's already been coming out with the telepathy tapes and stuff like that. So that is being slowly introduced that, hey, telepathy is actually real, remember all those people that you called crazy for so long? Well, it turns out the government's been using those people with those same gifts for decades. So, that's going to be something that is definitely coming out. So with that coming out and people being like, oh, I guess it is real, then it's going to be, everybody's going to be on the same bandwagon as, oh yeah, now we're learning that our thoughts actually do create our reality and they are powerful. So, and we can think, really evil things and get some evil things done, but then that evil is going to just like, come back on me. So maybe we're just going to all think about like good things we would like. All right, we have powerful people because we are powerful. And together, oh my goodness, why do you think they try so hard to divide us in every situation? We have politics, we have sports, we have, countries against countries, we have racism, we have like cat people and dog people. I mean, there's just like, why is there a divide amongst everything? Coke and Pepsi. I mean, it has been designed this way to where it's like, here's a billion things that you can argue about, and we're going to give you something new every week. Just stop. Once you see the game for what it is, you'll stop playing because you'll realize it's not worth it, and you can go off and, play something else or sit on the sidelines and observe. We have underground and creating space. And I know I skipped over addiction, but I'm going to come back to that. So this right here, this is literal underground creating space. I know there is a lot of talk about the data centers and they're using up so much energy and water, and that this is for like computers and stuff. I want you to consider something. How many sinkholes have we been having in the last year? In the in the countries that are building these data centers. Also, how many billionaires and millionaires are creating like underground like fortresses? Also, between California, Arizona, New Mexico, and New York, how many stories have come out about like them finding like underground like trafficking in these tunnels and all this stuff that is going like literally underneath our feet, and that we like didn't know about before? And how many of those stories right after they came out were like silenced really, really quick? I mean, logically, this tells me that those data centers, it might make sense with all that water and all that electricity being generated. Maybe, just maybe, they are powering something underground. Just saying. Seems logical to me. All right, so we have addiction. Let's see. Give me more on addiction. So we have the powerful people and addiction. So this could be people that are just speaking of. Okay, I know where it's coming back to. So we could have people, or I think what people are going to be having to kind of come to terms with is how they have become addicted to things, like this false illusion of having power over other people because of this divide, or the addiction to just staying in the loop of drama and divide and hatred and calling people stupid and thinking that they are the most intellectual, smart, scientists, couch scientists that there is on Earth. People are gonna have to come out of that. That is definitely some type of an addiction. And we have karma. So karma is definitely coming. Not everything is bad karma. There is, good karma as well. So, you reap what you sow. And there's a lot of people that have been doing really good. And particularly in, I'm getting with this karma, it's like, what have you been manifesting? What were your thoughts? What have you been creating with your thoughts? And then that's kind of the karma that's coming around. transformation, all of this huge transformation. Also with the karma is like, what are you creating? What are you changing? We're gonna have big changes. I mean, we already are having big changes right now. We have Mother, and I'm hearing about the like divine like spirit, like Mother Earth, solving the labyrinth, which is, you know, kind of figuring out the code, figuring out how all this works, and, you know, really coming back to ourselves, because that is also, you know, what we have been trained to do is to, you know, anytime you come to realizing how powerful you are just innately, like the abilities that you have, they have been suppressed. We have been taught to fear them. We have been taught that they're evil or they're bad or that you're crazy. And, if you know, and then they'll want to drug you up like so that you can, you know, stop talking about it, while on the flip side they're using people with the same abilities to work for the CIA in the military. And you know, and the you know, and that isn't just, I'm in the United States, so those are my, you know, where my mind goes to, but I mean all of the intelligence agencies. It's not just the US that does it. Like all of the countries do this. You know, they all use these types of people, and then they have people that can do other things. They have people, and there's video of it. You can find it. In the United States, they don't share that video, but like Russia sure did, like years and years ago. Like, you know, they have people that have like telekinetic powers. They can move things and you know, change things in the physical with their friggin' mind. Actually, I do take that back. What was it? The spoon bending dude that the CIA worked with. I think his name was no, it wasn't Ingo Swann. It was another one. Geller. I think his name was Geller. And funny, I've heard, like my dad and I were having a conversation about this months ago, and he was like, yeah, but that guy was debunked. I was like, really? Because, he was just doing like a conference or something that was televised, like, not too long ago, where he is still, like, contracted with the CIA. But okay. Yeah. You know, like, you have to know that these agencies, like, and this is common knowledge, you can, or not common knowledge, but this is public knowledge, like you can find this out, is what I'm saying, is they have employees that their whole job is to spread misinformation, and to confuse. Bustamante, I do, I don't want to put that ugly energy out there, but I feel an ugly energy about that man. I sure do, because I don't like a liar, and that man, woo, does he lie. Oh my gosh, look. Oh, told you, my cards don't lie. And spy. See, what? Come at me, Bustamante. I may have an addiction to being, having a grudge against, the man. I have reason to. If y'all knew my backstory and what had happened to me in the last couple of years, you would understand. And then just my personality to begin with is like just rebel. So, and I have a big mouth. So there's that. All right, we are moving on. I'm so spiteful sometimes, I swear. Okay. All right. If you are still here, please like and subscribe. Leave any comments that you wish to. I love to, you know, hear what's going on with you in your lives and how this resonates with you, and all of that. It's really neat. Like, I just love people, and like, why do people do things and what's their behaviors, and like, people have really interesting stories. I've had so many jobs throughout the years where like between bartending and most recently like sales, and but stuff where like I have to talk to people and really kind of get to know them, and you know, their style and their flavors, and like, you know, really get to understand people. And I just find people really, really fascinating. I know that so many people out there are just like, ugh, I hate people, you know, but people are friggin' interesting. Like, everybody has a story to tell, and like, everybody has an interesting story to tell. Some people have a whole lifetime of interesting stories to tell. But people are really interesting. So, yeah, I mean, just gotta talk to them. That's why I talk to strangers all the time. Interesting. All right, so I'm going to mix this up. It's going to be a little loud, so you can turn down the volume on your phone, or you can skip ahead about 10 seconds. Interesting. Okay, so towards the end of that mixing, I heard somebody saying kicking in the door, and authorities kicking in the door. I'm not sure if that's a joke or if that's, you know, something that somebody was... I didn't like feel like a fear behind it or anything like that, or like it's like an actual raid going on. I kind of just felt like it was just like a comment that somebody may make. You know, Bustamante, if you're watching, like, you know, just saying. Okay. So I would like you to look inside this box. Any words or letters or charms that stick out to you, take that with you. That's for you for your reading. And you can zoom in to check that out. And also feel free to pause the video because I'm going to move this over. All right, so going into our charms, we have Jack from Nightmare Before Christmas, and he has lost his head. So he is specifically my charm for somebody who has just lost their head. You know, people possibly think I have lost my mind, but there is something, there is a method to my madness, basically. All right, so this was my tassel for like a graduation, but looks like somebody has just graduated the heck out of this. So I'm going to graduate this to the trash. It is over. So again, just throwing out, you know, what no longer serves, what we don't need for the new you. All right, we have a map. So getting some guidance. And we have this tiny little key. And I'm hearing TikTok, which could be referring to the platform. But I was hearing TikTok from Return of Oz. There was this robot guy. And he had this key on the back of him that looked a lot like this. So TikTok. And his role in that movie was so this was the sequel to Wizard of Oz, and TikTok went with Dorothy, just kind of helped her, you know, save Oz all over again from a new villain. Okay, so we have a compass. Okay, so we have a map and a compass. So that's excellent. That is really good guidance. Somebody, oh, also like, I just got like somebody might be like hiking or something about, I'm hearing like field work or something like that, but, almost like a military exercise or something. But otherwise, like, yeah, you know, guidance, direction, not losing your way. Like, and keys are there to open up doors for opportunities. You can use those keys to lock things, but we want to deal with our stuff, not lock it away. So you can close doors, but I wouldn't recommend locking them. Deal with it, close a door, use that key for the next door, for the opportunity, the ones you want to open. And then we have this little dude right here, which brings me to the heart chakra. And also we have green, green, and green in this one as well. So, and lots of green within the spread as well. So do definitely check in on your heart chakra. Your heart has something to say to you in a very loving way. So I'm not getting like a health thing with that. However, if you do have any health issues regarding especially your heart, definitely seek out a medical professional because I am not that. And, you know, we want everybody to, you know, be healthy and live their best life. All right. So we have R, O, F, R, E, E, O, 2 T's, and G. We have frog. Frogs are extremely adaptable, and they can even like die and come back to life, as far as like freezing and then regenerating themselves when they thaw out. They can also change their sex, like their gender. Like if it's a whole sausage fest of frogs going on, one or some of them will turn female so that they can breed and you know, not go extinct within their, you know, their little habitat. Getting like go for it. And I'm getting, we don't have an H, but I'm hearing together. And it's taking me back to like the Return to Oz or Wizard of Oz thing, where it's like this group that goes to like fight the big boss together. You know, much like the unity here, like it's like going to you know, the wizard or the foe or the witch, you know, and you know, my mind just went blank, but like I could see it like toppling the power structure basically. Let's see. We have greet. We have feet. We have gore. We have Igor. I think that's how you spell it. We have egret, which is like a stork bird. I forget what the symbolism of that bird is, so you might want to look that up. I have forget, and I just heard it's a Slipknot song called Before I Forget, and it says something like, I haven't heard this in a long time, but it's like, I was a worm before I was a man, and I was a creature before I could stand. And I will remember before I forget. So it's kind of like remembering who you are, remembering who you were before you had this identity of being like this human who can only work and has no friggin' like abilities or powers or anything. So remembering who we are and then taking a stand. Together. We have regret. I'm hearing something like grot. Maybe it's grotto. No. It's kind of making me think. Oh, Groot. Okay. It was making me think of that character. So yeah, Groot, and then we have tree. I do not really remember what everybody's gonna be like, what? But I do not really remember all that much what the Guardians of the Galaxy was about and what part he played. But I do know it had to do with like space and like aliens, and particularly he was a helpful alien. So If somebody would let me know in the comments, that would be really helpful. Let's see. We have to go. We have Tor, Toro, so like bull. I guess that's, somewhere in there. I think it's 2 R's. It's either 1 or 2. Might just be the 1. Because I don't think the R's roll in that. I think it's just Toro. Alright. Let's see. We have refer or reefer. GTO. Yeah, that's what I'm going to manifest, is like a hot, awesome car. Somebody says they have regret for treating you a certain way. We have egregore, which is really interesting. If you've never heard of that, definitely look that up. It's E-G-R-E, egre, G-O-R-E. So what it is, which actually comes back to this. So an egregore is, how do I explain this? So like, you ever hear about like people with poltergeists in their house? That poltergeist can be formed by just concentrated energy of particularly like fear, anger, things like that. So that's basically how it works, and how a lot of things work, is just concentrated energy, particularly when the energy is very focused, meaning like it's the same kind of energy. So it could be like very like low energy, very high energy, as far as like frequency, like, projected out. And I'm being corrected. It may not have to do with frequency, but so the egregore is the collective version of that. So as a collective, we all believe in one thing, and then that gives that thing power. One example of that is, so not saying that like the government has, or that the government is the egregore, but the power that we associate and bestow and just accept that the government has, that is the egregore. And the more that we believe and focus on that, and right now they make sure that we are constantly focused on that and divided about it. So it's just feeding this egregore over and over and over again, like it is fatty full. And the only way to destroy an egregore, which is a collective thought form, is to not give it attention, to ignore it, to look away. That's the only way. And I don't know if you've noticed, but the way the system is set up, they're going to make sure you do not look away. They need your attention constantly on this collective mass of energy. They need it to be fed. Another good example of this is the book American Gods. And I know there is some controversy around Neil Gaiman, but this book is like, this book is, if you know, then if you know this kind of stuff, then when you read this book, you'll be like, okay, like this man has inside knowledge. But American Gods is basically, and this isn't even, he's not even the first to really come up with this story, but it is basically like gods survive because people believe in them. And when people start to believe or stop believing in that, and they start believing in other gods, and these old gods kind of just dissipate and disappear, they lose their power, they atrophy. And then the new gods, whoever's, popular, is going to get all the power. And that's exactly what's happening with an egregore. And you can also, I would recommend looking up like Bob Monroe, and uh, look up what the Loosh farm is. And it's basically like we are all like almost like cattle, and what they harvest from us is our energy. So where the most powerful energy lies is one of two places. One is like fear, anger. So they make sure that we're exhausted. We're always on wits end. We're outraged all the time, and they're always giving stuff to feed us that, so that we are, always upset, and, because we're ingesting just nasty stuff that's no good for us all the time. And then that is feeding into all of this. And then they harvest that, and that feeds the egregore. Or egregore. And the other thing that they can feed off of, as far as the Loosh farm kind of communication went, is like agape love. And I really do wonder if that is not what this new world is going to end up being, because they can get the same amount of energy that they need to fuel themselves from agape love as they can from the fear and the rage and all that. However, we are trained to, kind of a knee-jerk reaction, always go to that anger and outrage and stuff like that. So it's something that they can, easily generate within us. It's a lot harder for us, the way that we've been, brought up our whole lives at this point. Everybody that's living right now, it's very hard for us to generate hope and love, and not talking about romantic love, but talking about like real, like from the heart agape love. Like that is, it's not as easily generated in us, because of how they have conditioned us. But and another thing is, there's a lot of powers that be that have the control they have because they can put us in a low state. So a lot of people are going to be, a lot of powerful people or entities are going to be losing power. Not losing power, they're still going to get it. They're still going to get fed, but they're going to lose control. And they don't want that. But that's just too damn bad, because the powers that be, as far as like the universe and the energies, and the bigger, the ones that have even more power than them, and then the light workers here on Earth, that have been awakened. We know the mission. We are the soldiers, and it doesn't matter. They're losing power. Which is why they are fighting tooth and nail to keep our attention, to keep us divided. And it's just gotten to the point where, everybody's just friggin', they're sick. They're sick of it. I mean, they're literally sick, and they're sick of it. And you just get to a point where you just kick it out and say, I'm doing something new, and I'm doing what is good for me. I'm doing what I want to do. And it really does feel like, as a collective, it's going to be turning in that way. Not to say it, we're not going to have to fight for it, but that's okay. I think everybody's, getting to the point where, they're getting, ready to fight for it. And in fighting for it, it's basically just saying, I'm not accepting this anymore, and I'm focusing on this. Honestly, to win this fight, all we have to do is all of us change our mental focus, because that is our greatest weapon, is our mind. is our thoughts. Tell you another thing that has been I've been channeling a lot lately is I keep hearing the phrase over and over again that the new currency is attention. And if you think about that, that makes a lot of sense. If you think about the egregore and how what I was just explaining, like it's that that attention to it that feeds it. Because if you ignore it, then it loses its power. And you think about how our world is set up with the more likes you get on any social medias, the more you show up on an algorithm. Like you start to get rewarded for it, and you get rewarded as far as like dopamine, but also like literally like money. And that's it. Like the new currency is attention, because they have found that they can harvest from that. And somehow that's going to work into this change. All right. Well, I'm going to leave it at that. I hope that that gave somebody some clarity. I want to remind you again that like all of this, it is mirroring both the collective and the individual. So even though I was focusing more on the collective in that last bit, how does that apply into your individual life as well? Because that has been the energies of it. I mean, it is big time mirroring between the top and the bottom, as above, so below. So, and also, take into the account not just your physical 3D life, but, as above, so below, between your conscious, this reality, your waking life, and your subconscious, what's below the surface. So it is working on all levels right now, your dreams included. All right, I'm going to leave it at that. Please like, subscribe, share. If you would like to contact me for reading, dream interpretation, remote viewing, or anything else, my contact information is in the description box below. Thank you, and have a good one. And that's it. Bye.